Hi everybody. Well, we're back again from our live episode on Tuesday. The next upcoming live episode, live stream, will be on Tuesday, September 18th. That will be the Tuesday right after Night of Champions. So we'll be doing that. Hopefully, we'll garner more views than we did. And
One gear.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying. But anyway, that's just a quick update on that. As the school year starts to begin, we'll have to push back times a little bit more. So probably for our Tuesday episodes, it's the only weekday episode we have. We'll have to push that back to recording at 3, and I'll have to upload later that night. So expect that little time change.
Mm-hmm. Like we've said in previous episodes, if there's any major changes in our schedules, we will let you guys know so that you guys won't be just sitting there wondering where the hell the latest episode is.
Yes. As always, I would like to welcome you, me and Gary would like to welcome you to Wrestling Rundown. This is our 7th episode? 6th?
7th, I believe.
Okay, well, we'll check back on that. So
He needs to start writing these things down.
yes, I really do. Okay, well, we are going to start tonight with, this afternoon, I guess, with Friday Night SmackDown. Sheamus is opening the show today. Last night, I should say. He comes out, he starts talking. He gives a very heartfelt thank you to Triple H.
Mm-hmm. Explains that Triple H was his very first WrestleMania opponent and his very first WrestleMania loss, and that he's looked up to Triple H as a true fighter and warrior. So,
and of course, as always, Sandow has to get his 2 cents in
when it comes to what happened to him back at the 1000th episode of Raw. That's the whole reason as to why he interrupts. He comes in going, "Oh, you're talking like as if you revere him, when really he's just a degenerate," and all this.
But and then he pretty much calls Sheamus a hooligan.
And then Sheamus goes, "Hey, back where I'm from, we have a bit of a tradition where if you got something to say to somebody,
You say it to their face.
you come right up to them and you say it to their face." Exactly. And pretty much, Sandow's pretty much going, "Hey, no, I'm just going to return backstage because nobody wants to see a mental
But I'm
thrashing.
going to give you a verbal thrashing."
Nobody wants to see a mental thrashing," and is what he said.
Oh, okay.
And
Booker T comes out.
and he says, "I'm agreeing with Sandow on this one. Nobody wants to see a mental thrashing. However, they want to see a physical thrashing."
And this is where he makes the big mid-card match. Is Sheamus versus Damien Sandow. I, for one, was looking forward to this match.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. This is actually Sandow. This may be actually Sandow's first real big match against a real name. Not just like Yoshi or some other mid to low card player. We're talking big name, and this is his first. This is what's going to make or break his career, really.
Yes. Now we have a question for you. Can you dig that?
Sucker! Anyway. So
Okay.
then, it moves on, and when we come back from commercial, we see it's a match between Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes.
Ray is just returning from his concussion that he suffered at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his first match back.
Mm-hmm. And Cody's pretty dominant. He's pretty good, and he manages to take Rey and bounce his head off the announcer's table.
Which I'm thinking would probably bring back signs of Ray's concussion.
So yeah, he's going to be recovering from the concussions through that. And twice in the match, he tries to remove Rey's mask.
He miserably fails because Ray reverses these both.
Mm-hmm. And he wins the match. But then Cody attacks Ray from behind, and then Sin Cara comes out and helps Ray by setting Cody up for the 619.
Ray hits.
And Cody's pretty much on the ground in the middle of the ring. Then all of a sudden, Sin Cara pulls out
one of his masks,
shows it to the audience, and then puts it on Cody Rhodes.
So we have yet to see the fallout from this.
Yeah, but I have to say, real poetic justice here.
Yes.
And because Cody's been saying, "Oh, under these masks are ugly faces" or whatever, and now he's the one behind the mask. So, doesn't always have to mean that there's an ugly face behind a mask. Just an ugly soul, all the times.
Very philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we have my favorite part of the night.
Of course.
The Divas match. We have Kaitlyn versus Natalya.
Now, Eve is on commentary, and she's acting all humble and all that.
I do want to bring something up real quick. I mean, you can go back to this, but I want to bring something up real quick.
All right.
I am pleased to see that Booker T is giving the lesser, let's see, used Divas more TV time, which is Natalya pretty much. So, but now you can return to what you were saying about Eve.
Now, Eve, she's still a big question mark right now because she's acting all humble, and this is like the exact opposite of what her normal character is like. Usually, she's a bit more prideful and more like strong-willed, and she's just acting just a bit too quiet, and just she's keeping to herself a bit more than she usually does.
Yes.
So it's kind of strange.
There will be a link for this past Friday's Backstage Fallout. I will provide that as well. So you'll see something. You'll see her say something.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so during the match, Natalya is putting up a pretty good fight. And I believe she tried to put Kaitlyn into a sharpshooter.
And Kaitlyn reversed it?
I think so, yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Kaitlyn reversed it.
I was making food during the time of this match, so I was kind of... Why are you not surprised anyway?
Yeah, I was interacting with some of the fans, with a fan online, so... Anyway, But yeah, Kaitlyn wins by
roll-up pin.
Yeah, by the roll-up pin, and she wins the match that way. Now, during the match, before the match, we actually see tweets from both Natalya and Kaitlyn about like just them just going back and forth about the rivalry.
Yeah.
But one of the tweets actually involved Kaitlyn talking about how she's really not sure whether or not she can really trust Eve because of what had happened, I believe, like last week when she came out and raised both hands of both Kaitlyn and Layla.
Bottom line is there's always going to be some sort of fallout or distrust between members of the locker room. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep you posted on this.
All right. Then it goes backstage to Booker T, and
Matt Striker poses a question. Well, they show the clip from what happened to Vicky on Monday Night Raw. Booker T Matt Striker. Wow, Matt Striker poses the question: do you believe AJ is doing the right thing? And pretty much Booker agrees with Vicky on this. Well, that she's kind of overstepping her boundaries a little.
That's when Vicky comes in and she goes, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He agrees with me. I've talked to the board of directors, and
so they're gonna intervene.
And I told them if they're not gonna do anything, I will.
Which can she really do?
Yeah." And numerous times she has called AJ crazy,
mentally deranged child, a lunatic. The list goes on, guys and girls.
Yeah, so pretty much it's just she's really setting herself up for either a very large success or for a very hard downfall.
Then next is what happens is we see we're gonna take you back to Monday Night Raw is what they're gonna do for the Lawler Punk
replay, and they pretty much replay the events leading up to Lawler's more or less beatdown on Monday Night Raw.
I do want to bring up something with this. That this is starting to piss me off. I mean, Punk, you really can't go around attacking announcers and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Jerry accepted the fight with conviction, he just...
Yeah. But, eh.
You knew you were going to win, especially in a steel cage match. Come on.
Yeah, but you have to admit, at least the steel cage match was a bit more merciful than a no disqualifications or a tables match.
Yes.
We've gone over this, how that match was actually probably going to be the most merciful out of the three. But the only downfall was he was going to be trapped in a cage. But
yes. And
better than that than having like Kendo 6 being pulled out. Yeah, Kendo 6, chairs, tables, what have you, being pulled out and used on Lawler.
Also, they also showed the anger management that Daniel Bryan was going.
It was funny the first time, and just the second time through, it just kind of got old.
Although I still did continue to laugh at the Kane part.
Yeah.
But that is going to continue for the next couple of weeks. They're going to do more sessions. So
yeah, so
it'll improve vastly.
Yeah. And just a little comment about all the replays. We've gone over this. They need to go and use their time a bit more wisely instead of just plaguing us with just so many repeats of what happened in like previous episodes. And
I mean, it's always good to see that. I mean, for those fans that, like we said the last time, that don't watch like religiously, BU.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's always good to have that little backtrack there.
It's bad enough that the commercials take out so much time from
yes,
the wrestling,
I mean,
but it's more or less
the
just more commercials.
With the commercials, you only have about 2 hours and 20 minutes of airtime. But next, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna come to our big mid-card match.
Sheamus versus Sandow. Now, throughout the match, Sandow
is being a little bitch.
Yeah, he's pulling his referee, do your job, keep him away from me, get him away from me, blah, blah, blah. And he's also trying to run out of the match. And he's more or less just aiming for a cheap victory.
Yes.
He goes out of the ring, Sheamus follows, and he actually pushes Sheamus into the steel steps, making him hit his, I believe, hip, upper leg.
Yes.
Then he does it again, pretty much has Sheamus fall over the steel steps.
But then it kind of switches in control where Sheamus
starts to really grab him and throw him back into the ring and start beating him.
Sandow enters the ring, and we see something that I never thought I would see Sheamus do. Sheamus has himself a little Superman moment.
No, I call it the battering ram, the Irish battering ram. Because he's done it before in matches. It's where he's on the outside of the ring and he pretty much jumps over the ropes and he uses his entire body like a battering ram against his opponent.
So I haven't seen that like regularly.
Yeah.
So this is just something new to me.
Yeah, yeah, but pretty much that's what happens. He uses his body like a battering ram and knocks Sandow out.
Yes, now, but of course Sheamus loves to fight. I know you're going to say something. I'll hand back to you. So he's coming at Sandow with everything he's got, and Sandow's just rolling out of the ring like a little bitch. And I'll turn it over.
So pretty much, as he said, Sandow rolls out of the ring towards the commentators' area. Sheamus pursues. Sheamus pursues him, throws him back into the ring, and gets into the ring. But Sandow keeps on rolling out, and it pretty much sprints like his life depended on it, and back up into the backstage area. And Sheamus wins by countout.
Now on Backstage Fallout, there's a little segment with those two. You'll see the interview both of them. And I'll put that in the link, like I said before. So,
yeah.
But we're going to move on to our tag team division. in this.
It opens up with the primetime players doing their millions of dollars dance. And
which is
that.
just getting tireless.
Yeah.
Well, tiring, I should say.
Okay. Frankly, here's my opinion about the primetime players. They really are... I see them as pretty much fading into the background and just disappearing because AW was pretty much the only thing that was really giving them enough of a chance to really get themselves out there. And now that he's gone, they're really just... They're starting to dwindle.
Yes.
Like their stuff is getting old and it's just getting tiresome.
Now, I don't take anything away from the primetime players and their athletic talents.
Yeah,
because yes, they do have the ability to perform.
It's just
that's why they're in the WWE. But
it's just without AW, it's like once again a broken record. They do the same things over and over again, but it starts to get tiresome and people get bored of that. So. That's why I say that I think they're going to probably fade into the background if something new doesn't come up. Now,
but this is the match we have ahead of us. Is Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd.
A tag team that we actually haven't seen in action at all since like the four-way tag team match.
Yes, and they are a good tag team. It's from what I've seen in this match.
I mean, the last of the people who've been trained in the Hart Dynasty, and Justin Gabriel, whose unorthodox tactics are surprising to watch, but incredibly effective for him.
Like when he was in the Nexus, if any of you remember. Gary won't, because he wasn't watching then. But anyway, they're facing the primetime players. Now, as this match is going on, okay, just as it begins, Justin Gabriel pulls off the millions of dollars dance, I think.
He's doing a taunting dance at them just to.
I think he was just pretty much standing there going like this. But I can't. I digress.
Yeah. So pretty much, he pulls off the dance, and he's actually doing a very good job putting up a fight, and same as Tyson Kidd. However, primetime players manage to start doing their dirty tactics. While the ref is distracted, they pull some attacks from the sidelines and all that. And finally, they win the match. So.
But Gary is going to take you into a little side street here. It's titled Outside Tag Teams That Can Help Save the Company's Floundering Division. And he will take care of this one.
Love the fact that you just volunteer me for this shit.
Unless you want me to do it too. I don't mind. We're kind of just... Okay. So, like we said, the tag team division right now is floundering. There's really no tag team. I mean, besides Truth and Kofi Kingston, they're good champions. I give them that. But the rest of the tag team partners, I guess, they're just falling into the background. They're not really performing to full potential. So it's pretty much seeming the writers are trying to do something with the division at Night of Champions with the primetime players Primo and Epico, Gabriel and Kidd, and the Usos.
The Usos, I believe, would be pretty interesting tag team
and this is what you're going to bring up.
Mostly because, I mean, hell, the Samoan War Dance is always awesome to watch. But yeah, anyway,
But the WWE could still have a solid tag team division if it were to commit to one, but it would probably take some outside help from other companies, you know, Ring of Honor, TNA, the independent circuit. And here's a couple of tag teams that could potentially bring some life back into this floundering tag team division. The Dudley Boys. If you remember Billy Ray, who's now called Bully Ray, in TNA, and his brother Devon, who is also in TNA wrestling. They were both very dominant competitors, and they really did bring something into the tag team divisions. So they might be, according to ProWrestling.net, their contracts are set to expire at the same time, and Devon has already announced that he won't be back with the company. There is no word yet on Bully Ray, but indications are that he hasn't re-signed. So if they both do leave TNA, then returning to WWE could be a real possibility. And I would love to see nothing more, because they, like I said, they worked well together. As for TNA, their storyline went where they separated and everything. So, like I said. But the Dudleys had a fantastic 6-year run in WWE as a team, and even as individuals. So if the money is right, I believe they would jump ship. The only thing that can stop a Dudley reunion is the fact that Bully Ray has made a lot of headway as an individual, but they might enjoy the challenge of helping to rebuild the tag division. So, we move on. Gary, you have got this one.
Alright. Briscoe Brothers, apparently, is another tag team that would be able to read.
Older tag team division part.
I honestly don't know the history with these guys, so this is probably just going to be all you, man. So sorry about that.
That's fine. Alright, so, according to our source, there aren't many legitimate teams that are still together. Because of that, the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark, are head and shoulders above anyone else. The Briscoes have worked almost exclusively for Ring of Honor since its inception in 2002, and may very well be the best team in the company's history. Whatever just happened there, with 7 tag team reigns. Will you stop? It's rare that a team lasts as long as the Briscoes have in this day and age, but they have persevered and are a true definition of a tag team. I wouldn't say that the Briscoes are well known by casual wrestling fans, but the diehards are one who generally want a better tag division anyway, so signing them would be a great move. They have a great southern gimmick and are solid in the ring and can both cut promos, which isn't something you often see with tag team wrestling. I feel like most fans are tired of the WWE randomly pairing 2 guys together and calling it a tag team, so going out and getting an established legitimate team would make a ton of sense. And of course, the big tag team of the centuries. Of the decade, I can say, I guess. The New Age Outlaws, which consist of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. If you don't know who Road Dogg is, on WWE.com, he is with Josh Matthews in a segment called Are You Serious? On the YouTube channel, I should say. Once a week, Sundays, they do that. So go check them out. And Billy Gunn, I don't really know how to describe him, but he's pretty much a big part of that. They were both a big part of DX. So we'll put that there. They made, on 1000th episode of Raw, they made a one-night return only for Generation X. They joined Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and X-Pac in a reunion. It went over really well with the crowd and prompted some fans to wonder about whether one last run could be in the cards for the New Age Outlaws. So that's been speculation for the past couple of weeks since the 1000th episode. And I believe they are in the works of signing each of them, but it is not certain with me yet. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Okay. So I think with that...
like it says here, Road Dogg is already employed by the company and Gunn is obviously on good terms. And with Triple H running the show in terms of talent evaluation, I'm sure he can make it happen with the snap of his fingers. Road Dogg was the surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble and looked good, while Gunn appeared to be in excellent shape at Raw 1000. Obviously, they wouldn't be exactly the same as they were more than a decade ago, but they New Age Outlaws are appearing that the fans connect with, and they would definitely revitalize the WWE's tag division. Okay, so that is it for that. And now we're going to move on. Alberto Del Rio comes out, and he's going to have an interview. But as you know, these interviews never go as planned. Are you good?
Yes. Keep going.
Kiss my ass. What are you going to do?
It's too easy with him. Anyway. Focus on the show, damn it.
You're supposed to be focusing on the fucking show.
Yes, the fan is talking to me.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, well, like I said, these interviews never go according to plan. But Josh Matthews is going to conduct this one. Usually it's Michael Cole, so I was surprised to see it wasn't. But Del Rio comes out and he's just talking shit. And he's going to try and attack Josh Matthews. Of course, Josh is not having this, so he's going to try and escape the ring. But as soon as he does, Kane's music hits and Del Rio books it. Well, he doesn't book it, he just walks up the ring.
No, it's Josh that books it. Or at least tries to.
Well, yeah, Josh books it. He tries to book it.
But he's standing
He's standing back where the Justin Roberts and Lillian Garcia in the little box area.
Yeah, he's just kind of standing there like a freaking deer in the headlights.
Which is not, which is totally understandable, I'm going to say. But Kane comes out and he gets in the ring and he apologizes to Josh. Now, we see this take a turn for the worse because Josh comes back to the announce table and he's like, I still don't trust Kane. Like, he blatantly says it, so well, I'll keep you updated on that real quick. But then Teddy's music hits, Teddy Long. He comes out and he goes, Del Rio, get back in that ring, you're going to have a match with Kane, and it's next. So the next thing we have for you is Kane versus Alberto Del Rio. And I think Gary wants to take this one.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Kane is dominant throughout the match, and, well, let's face it, people. It's Kane versus Alberto Del Rio. Of course he's going to be dominant. Anyway, so what happens is, he's near the ropes when Ricardo tries to interfere. And, of course, Kane is trying to get him off, and he has him, like, prepped for a chokeslam or something.
And Del Rio hits a backstabber, I believe.
Yes, he hits a backstabber, and he wins a cheap victory. Now, before the match had started, I'm not quite sure if you had mentioned this, but the reason why Kane had come out was so that he could apologize to Josh.
And I did mention this.
Okay. But now, Kane's kind of just standing there in the ring, and he's fuming, he's getting pissed. And, of course, he turns to Josh, and he goes after him.
And again, he throws Josh down. Then he takes him inside the ring, and he chokeslams him. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I believe this was not scripted as part of the show, because the way that Josh is conducting himself during this.
Not to mention that when Kane threw him, he landed pretty damn hard on his head.
Yes,
and
then when he chokeslammed him, usually when somebody gets chokeslammed, they go with the chokeslam. Like, they don't jump up with it. And
yeah, Josh did not do
this. I mean, he pretty much landed wildly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, here's, now, this, again, like with Punk, superstars should not be able to attack commentators or interviewers at all.
Before you start saying stuff about that, we're going to cover that in our Hot Topics section.
Alright.
So, I'm just going to...
Okay.
But next we have a little we have Triple H on Raw. They take you back to what his speech on Monday Night Raw. I do have an update on him. According to a source that, of course, you know about already, the next match for him was either supposed to be Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell in October. But as we know, or in November, but as you know, things change, and according to Creative, they're trying to give him a match now more towards WrestleMania 29, so that might be the next time we see him. Just like he did coming back with The Undertaker and stuff like that. So that's the update on that. The next thing we have for you is our main event for the night. Is Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler.
Now, in this match, both men are doing extremely well, and it's pretty much, it was a match that...
It is back and forth, this match.
And
but
it's keeping you on the edge of your seat.
Yes.
Now, something that I kind of noticed with Orton's movements, though, he really looked like as if he could care less about the match.
Yeah, I know.
He was just going, yeah, okay, alright, you're going to do this? No, I'm going to throw you.
Like, I thought when he was trying to go for... Remember when he did the suplex?
Yeah.
Yesterday. He went and he was doing something, but Ziggler dragged him to the top, so... over to the turnbuckles and stuff, so you couldn't really tell what Orton was going to do. So... I might have to...
This is what happens when we do not turn off our phones.
That's me.
Anyway, so what happens is Orton pulls off a superplex from the corner of the ring, and pretty much he's just pulling vintage Orton, and he goes for the RKO and succeeds. He actually pulls off the RKO by reversing the zigzag, so that's how he wins the match. And the show ends with Orton doing his Legend Killer pose. At least I think that's what it's called. Anyway, yeah, he may be gone for a bit. Looks like I'm ending the show. Anyway, all right, hot topics. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for him. Shit. Oh, looks like we're just gonna be waiting. Well, anyway. Now, first on the list of hot topics is Cole's plea to the WWE Board of Directors about commentators being attacked by superstars. And frankly, I agree with him because, I mean, Josh is pretty much being reduced to nothing from Kane's attacks, and Lawler was beaten half to death from Punk. And it's just becoming a really bad trend, and it really should stop. I believe that the WWE Board of Directors should do something about it, because it's getting ridiculous. I mean, at first it was good for storyline, but now it's just becoming way too common to see, and I think it just simply has to stop. So, yeah, that's all I got. Shit. Well, actually, I can play this. Alright, this is a little bit of a movie clip from, or a video clip from, one of our sources, and it discussing about the most underutilized WWE stars in the roster. So, give it a listen.
Talking underutilized talent, JLB, give me a name. Tyson Kidd, the guy can do whatever you want. And oh, by the way, Big Nasty, he's a member of the most famous wrestling family, the Hart family. He's related to Bret Hart. How are you not utilizing Tyson Kidd more? The guy's never gotten in trouble, to the best of my knowledge. He's always going out there and done whatever's asked of him, and he's being wasted. Tell me why. It's because WWE is underutilizing him.
Well, what about Ted DiBiase? Here's a guy who just a few short years ago seemed to be on the cusp of the main event. He's palling around with Randy Orton, landing big movie roles, but that's all seemed to dry up, and he's on the outside looking in. But Ted DiBiase is a third-generation superstar. They tend to have a pretty good track record with the WWE. This whole Ted DiBiase posse gimmick has just got to go. Put him in something serious so that he can start making some serious money for the WWE.
The DiBiase posse's got nothing on the Barbarian. I'll give you another third-generation star, Michael McGillicuddy. In the last 12 months, look at the amount of faces on the WWE roster that have been out of action either due to suspension or injury. Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton. Come on, the list goes on and on. Perfect amount of space open up on the roster in need for Michael McGillicuddy to step in. The fact that he is related to Mr. Perfect, he's already going to have a certain amount of credibility and the crowd's already going to care a certain amount. Time is all wasted. You have a great star like Mr. Perfect. He had an offspring. You have one chance to take advantage of it. Please do it.
Big Nasty, Justin LeBar, lucky for you, we work too hard to be underutilized.
Okay, well, I understand that Gary did. I had to take a phone call, very important. But I understand that Gary covered Cole. I do want to say something with this. With what Cole said, saying that he's pretty much pleading to the board of directors. Announcers are just there to do their job, so I know you probably said something like this already.
I just said I agree with him that the WWE board of directors has to do something about it. It's getting ridiculous. First it was interesting for storyline. Now it's just becoming a bad trend.
Yeah. But like I said, I was saying before I interrupted him. But I'm sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But the announcers are there to do their job. They're broadcasting. They're there for play-by-play analysis. They should not be getting attacked. Regardless, unless the superstars are getting thrown onto the announce table, then that's, okay.
That's one thing. They're not technically being attacked that way.
Yes. But when you start going around attacking announcers, especially like Punk did with Lawler, or like now what Kane's doing with Josh Matthews, it's uncalled for. They need to really do something about this. The board of directors should not stand for this. They should make this company what it is and
lead by example.
Yes, lead by example.
All right. So
the next thing we're gonna cover is The Day.
Now
the movie The Day ends badly.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's a WWE movie. It doesn't go to theaters. It just goes straight to DVD. But here's the thing. With all their movies, they always have a superstar or diva starring in the film. I have yet to see any of the superstars or divas in that movie at all from any of the promos. So, and it's getting bad reviews because of that, I believe.
That, and they're just making these movies that are straight to DVD. And that's not going to fly anymore. They need to make bigger movies like they did with John Cena, like when they threw him in with The Marine or 12 Rounds. They released that in theaters and it got big critical reception, and they said it went down very well. But now they're just making all these movies that are going straight to DVD. And that's why they're not getting good reviews. And like with the lack of superstars in this movie, this is crashing fast, and it's going to keep crashing.
Exactly.
An update on Randy Orton. The WWE right now is not going to push him too far now because he's got to go back out within a couple weeks because he's got to start filming 12 Rounds Reloaded. It's pretty much a sequel to the John Cena 12 Rounds. So they won't give him any big title pushes. So I presume that's why they took him out of the match for September 25th for Buffalo, in Buffalo, New York, for the Triple Threat Heavyweight Championship match. Assuming that's why. Of course, he's looking pretty good right now, so the WWE is willing to work with him at this point.
And then next he has an update on Lawler.
Lawler's condition is still floating out in the air. I don't presume he will be back this Monday. I think it's going to be the following Monday, just on how bad he got, pummeled.
Yeah, like I said, Cena was gesturing to one of the medics that it seemed like as if the side of his head was split open from Punk's several knees to the head. So and we didn't get a very good look at Lawler because the camera was more focused on Cena and Punk. So we honestly don't know just how bad that Lawler's condition is right now.
But we'll keep you updated on that, of course, when Raw hits air on Monday. And if Jerry Lawler's not there, Cole will have some sort of update. But the last thing we have to talk about within SmackDown and everything is who's coming back at WrestleMania 29. If you remember at WrestleMania 25, I'm trying to think, 25, 26, Floyd Money Mayweather. This is the person in question.
I think I remember during one of Big Show's many WrestleMania moments or whatever.
Yes. I'm trying to...
Got hit with, frickin' brass knuckles. God damn.
Okay, well, before WrestleMania, when he came back that time, when he actually came to WWE for pretty much airtime, Big Show came after him, and Mayweather just jacked him and broke his nose. So... maybe we'll see some sort of retribution on Big Show's behalf, or Mayweather's going to come out, or maybe he's just going to be in the audience at WrestleMania 29. As far as that, we don't know. I do want to give you an update on Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe we said last time he won't be wrestling till at least WrestleMania 30, because he's going through right now a major surgery, which is to repair, again, his ACL and DCL. So, as updates come on further on that, I'll let you know. But I believe Gary has something for you on the most underutilized superstars.
Just played that.
Just played that? Okay. So, updates on the show for now is what we're going to move on to. I'm still working on the
opening credits.
First
it was the pictures. Now it's the music.
So, I'm going to go redo that all tonight. Hopefully by Monday now, or Tuesday, I can have this all back up for you. Because I'm sick and tired of this going without credits or anything. So...
And we're still currently... We're taking things one at a time. Once the opening credits is over and done with, we'll focus on making the logo, and we'll have it up for you as soon as we can.
As soon as we can do that, we will do that. I have no intention of, bringing a halt to this project. Excuse me. Even though school is beginning, like I said earlier in the show, we are still keeping up with schedule, even though the recordings will not be taking place until at least 3:30. We will be uploading later that night, so expect a later upload time than usual. But as always, like I said, I'm going to provide all the links in the description box for the show today. So I know I say that all the time, and I still don't do it because I just upload and I forget. But today I'm going to upload it right now. And it should be up by the time you're watching.
Right.
Which is stupid, which I just said.
Yeah.
But as always, like I said, our next scheduled live feed is on Tuesday, September 18th, right after the Night of Champions pay-per-view.
And we'll cover that, and we'll cover that Raw's episode as well. I think we may have to just split it up into 2 separate shows because that way we'll be able to keep time down a bit, but we'll see. Anyway, with that, I believe that's it. So, this is Gary and Jason signing off.
Before we do go, if you like this video, please subscribe up there. And if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up down there. Thank you very much for watching, and like you said, this is Gary and Jason signing off.